Hi, I'm Mike Van Erp, also known online as Cycling Mikey, and today we're going to review some of my most viewed clips.
Deep Extra.
This is my most popular video. So this was, I think, the 6th or 7th car I'd stopped at Gandalf Corner. And basically I'd heard from my friends, some of whom are quite keen cyclists, and about the risks these wrong side drivers pose to them, because they'd be doing laps in Regent's Park and regularly be met with people driving on the wrong side of the road through this narrow pinch point. And it's quite a busy junction by the Royal College of Physicians, with a lot of pedestrian footfall and a lot of southbound traffic going towards Marylebone Road. And of course this driver who wanted to turn right into Outer Circle on Regent's Park and skip the queue.
But he didn't get to do that because
he didn't.
You were there.
And of course, because of his extreme reaction and the police turning up, it got very viral very quickly.
So when he nudged into you with the car, is that the first time anyone's ever done that?
I think it was the first time someone actually bumped me with a car. It was a bit horrifying, but on the other hand, I've watched a lot of Stop a Douchebag, and I have at least a basic understanding of what happens when someone nudges you with the car, and depending on what kind of car it was. I think he was just trying to push it to the limit. I thought that he would back down. I thought probably at worst he might try and drive me around the corner on his bonnet.
And what would you have done in that case? Would you have clung on, or would you actually moved out of the way then?
It would be too late to move out the way. I knew that. I would have had to hold on, simply because that's the least dangerous option for me. And the nice part about his Mercedes is that it's a much more pedestrian-friendly and safe vehicle because it's a scooped bonnet. So if he's not going to hit you like, say, one of these crazily large American trucks. Well, at the time, I thought the police might only give him a ticket for, say, £50 or something like that. And I felt more confident in the online reporting. So when I said I didn't really want them to prosecute him, I was wanting to do it via the online portal because I thought that the penalty would be much more severe there. The Royal Parks Police would, at this point in time anyway, there were many more wrong side drivers, and they would regularly stop them and pull them over and give them what I think was a £50 ticket. In the end, he did get a £50 ticket for that. He also got a penalty charge notice for nudging me with a car, which I think was £90.
That's lower than I was expecting.
Yes, I think it was okay because he never really hit me very hard. He was hard enough to knock me off my feet, but that, you know, when you're driving a car that weighs a ton or two, it doesn't take very much to push your feet out from under you.
Do you feel any ill will to people that behave in this way to you, or for you is it just another day at the office?
Well, it's not my work, it's my civic duty, so I don't really feel any anger towards him. I'm not very impressed by him, but I don't hate him or anything. In fact, I saw him many times after this, and he never again dared to go on the wrong side of the road. Yes, I definitely remember this one. So this video clip was the angry doctors, but I remember it specifically because the two doctors were so incredibly entitled. After this happened, about a month later, I also heard from a friend who had a gynecologist as his friend. The female doctor was at a medical conference and was the absolute talk of the conference.
Was this one of your first big viral videos?
It was indeed. In fact, it came out by mistake because the Met Police ask you not to release footage until the justice process has had a chance to complete. And that's for fear of prejudicing the case. And I accidentally shared this video with Jeremy Vine, who shared it on. And then it just exploded, and by then it was too late, so I left it public. I remember the head of the traffic offence reports team asking me to take it down, and I was like, it's gone too viral now, there's no more point. And I refused, and he wasn't happy with me.
And that one, there's a kind of a funny moment that I think people comment on quite a lot, which is where one of the doctors gets out and is very angry, and you ask her if she'd like to take a selfie with you.
Yeah, I got that idea from watching Stop a Douchebag, where people are often taking pictures of the Stop a Douchebag guys. I just thought it would be funny to say that to her. You know, I'm not sure what she'd have done with this selfie anyway. I mean, what's she going to do? Tell her patients that she was stopped for driving on the wrong side of the road and show them how she's breaking the law?
They were saying to you, we've got patients to see, we've got a sort of doctor's duty to perform. How far does that go with you to persuading you to move out of the way or let them commit the traffic offence?
It's really hard to judge in the few seconds you have in person at the time. But my snap judgment was that there was no emergency and there was no rush for them. And that was borne out later by what I learned. If there had been a doctor, they'd have had a green light if they were on call or something like that. And of course, I would have immediately stepped out the way. Secondly, the way she was talking suggested to me she was just late for work and it had nothing to do with any emergency. And then, of course, we have the court case results, which suggests there was no mitigation in terms of doctor's emergency. I think that the driver got 4 points and £350 fine and costs and surcharge, which is not very much.
Quite often, if they actually just reversed and stopped arguing, they'd be on their way much faster. Why do you think they don't do that?
I think it's a kind of invested cost. They've gone to this point, and now to back down and go a better way there's less motivation. Most of us human beings view our driving as critical to our own sense of self-worth. Saying someone's driving badly with evidence is apparently psychologically similar to saying they're bad in bed with evidence. I'll give you another interesting fact. Generally speaking, I catch 4 men for every 1 woman. And I know there are more men driving than women in London, but not to that degree. So it confirms to me what the insurance companies have said all along, is that women are generally better drivers than men. Or rather, the bell curves of human behavior overlap. And of course, they are very bad women drivers, but generalizing.